One of the more intense stories of the past 2 weeks in Canada has been the refusal of the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to condemn the genocide campaign by Israel. In a shocking moment, he even refused to call for a ceasefire when the issue was before the UN Security Council.
We need to see a cease. We need to see a humanitarian pause so we can flow. We need to see ceasing of the levels of violence that we're seeing.
Meanwhile, almost all of the UN Security Council members voted to call for a ceasefire. The only dissenting vote was the United States that opposed the idea. The only other country to refuse to vote was in favor of a ceasefire was Russia, who abstained from voting. For almost 3 weeks now, Israel has assaulted the Gaza Strip with the intention of causing as many civilian casualties as possible. More than 11,000 Gazans have been murdered by the Israeli military action. The UN has repeatedly denounced Israel's deliberate targeting of civilians. But Israel has responded by bombing UN refugee camps and killing more than 100 UN aid workers. Once the public criticism escalated after the killings of UN workers, Trudeau finally came out to denounce the killing of civilians, but stopped short of admitting that's what Israel's assault is about.
The human tragedy that is unfolding in Gaza is heart-wrenching, especially the suffering we see in and around the Al-Shifa hospital. I have been clear that the price of justice cannot be the continued suffering of all Palestinian civilians. Even wars have rules. All innocent life is equal in worth, Israeli and Palestinian.
Traditionally, Canada's had a reputation of playing a good cop role in international affairs. With this new assault on Gaza, some are wondering why Prime Minister Trudeau has so openly sided with Israel. As it turns out, Canada has a motive in continuing to support Israel's genocide. It has been revealed that the Israelis are promoting a Red Sea-Mediterranean Sea waterway, the Ben Gurion Canal, as a rival to the Suez Canal. As per the Israelis, the distance between Eilat, a southern Israeli port, and the resort town on the Red Sea near Jordan, and the Mediterranean is not long, and in fact similar to the distance of the Suez connection between the Red Sea and the Mediterranean. The proposed canal has a few advantages over the Suez. The proposed name is Ben Gurion Canal. But wait, there's a second reason. There are untapped offshore maritime LNG resources off the coast of the Gaza Strip. Clearing the people of Gaza out of the way is probably the primary factor for Israel's current genocide crusade. Once again, we find energy resources behind the extermination of a people. No different than what we saw with Afghanistan and Iraq. Both conflicts totaling 3 million lives together. There is also an anti-China angle to this as well. According to the Canada Files, the modernization of Haifa port, driven by the investments of the Adani Group, signifies a potential shift in the global maritime trade landscape. The ambition is to transform Haifa into a central hub for trade, particularly between India and Europe, presenting an alternative to the traditional Suez Canal route. This strategic move is intended to challenge China's maritime preeminence while simultaneously decreasing the geopolitical influence of Arab nations that currently control the Suez Canal. Also, according to the Canada Files, the canal would provide new routes for oil and gas transport, reducing reliance on geopolitically sensitive areas like the Strait of Hormuz. As a major energy producer and consumer, Canada would benefit from the diversified energy trading routes and enhanced trade opportunities with Israel and the region. Supporting this project ticks the box of the U.S.-Canada broader West aim to push against China's rising influence, particularly in the Middle East, and through the Belt and Road Initiative, which the U.S. sees as a threat.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.